Hello dear students. Today in this video we are going to study about pronouns and their kinds. So we know pronouns are words that replace a noun in a sentence and they are used to avoid repeating the same nouns over and over again. So this sentence, Jeremy ran so fast, you'd think his life was online. He saved us from repeating the name Jeremy again. Common pronouns. I, me, mine, she, he, it, we and us we use in everyday conversations, and there are many types of pronoun, each serving a different purpose. So let's look into them. Personal pronouns are of two kinds, subjective and objective. We already know they substitute person, place, animal or thing. So when they replace the subject nouns, they are known as subjective pronouns, and when they replace the object nouns, they are called objective pronouns. So subject of a sentence is replaced by I, you, he, she, it, we and they. These are the examples. And then we replace the objects of a sentence by me, you, her, him, it, us, them. If you remember this, it will be very good for you. And these are the examples. Now the next pronoun is demonstrative. They point out nouns or objects. They can be singular or plural. Mostly we use these, those, this and that. And these are the examples. And one more demonstrative pronoun finds a way in our usage, and that is such. Possessive pronouns we have been studying for quite a long some time now. They show ownership, and when something belongs to a particular someone, they clear it out for you, and they include my, mine, our, ours, its, his, hers, hers, their, theirs, you and yours. Now you see, some of these possessive words are used as adjectives and some as pronouns. These all demonstrate ownership, but out of them, few are used as adjectives and few are used as pronouns. So when they are used as pronouns, they never come before a noun. They come mostly at the end of the sentence. So they, as pronouns, replace noun or noun phrase, but as possessive adjectives, they modify noun or noun phrase. Okay, so the possessive adjectives are my, your, his, her, its, our and theirs, and the pronouns are mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours and theirs. Now his and its remain the same, others all have an s, and my completely changes as mine. And possessive adjectives are always followed by a noun, and when it is used as pronoun, it will never be followed as by a noun. See, my book, and the book is mine. My is adjective and mine is pronoun. Now the next is interrogative. It is used for asking questions, and then you can see they are used in a sentence for asking questions. They are question words. Now distributive pronouns, we are all revising this because specifically in this lesson we have to just study 3 kinds of pronoun, but these are all that we just spare a glance and revise. So distributive is the next pronoun that we revise, and it describes a member of a group separately but not collectively. So refers to one person or thing. So this pronoun is, because of that, always singular, but we use it with singular noun and verb. That is the rule that you have to remember. And we use this pronoun to describe all members of the particular group, but we address them individually. Each, every, either, neither, everyone, none, any, etc. are the most used distributive pronouns. These are a few examples. Just go through them. Now the next one is indefinite pronouns. Now indefinite don't point to particular nouns. We use them when an object doesn't need to be specifically identified. It can remain indefinite. Few, everyone, all, some, anything, nobody are the few examples, and these are the sentences where they are used. Now the new pronoun that is introduced this year in your syllabus is reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are words like myself, yourself, himself, then herself, itself, then they are plurals, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. They refer back to a person or thing, and their function is to act as the direct or indirect object of the verb. Remember this point. This will help you differentiate between reflexive and emphasizing pronouns. We often use reflexive pronouns when the subject and the object of the verb are the same. Examples: I cut myself when I was making dinner last night. Now, I is the subject, cut is the verb, and myself is the object of the verb cut. I hope you enjoy yourselves at the party tonight. My phone isn't working properly. It turns itself off for no reason. We need to believe in ourselves more. Everywhere they are working either as a direct or an indirect object of the verb. And depending on what is the subject, we choose the reflexive pronoun. Like for I, it will be myself. For it will be itself. For we, it will be ourselves. For they, it will be themselves. For you, it will be yourselves. For him, himself, and her, herself. And when it is plural, it will be ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. The next pronoun is emphatic pronouns, also known as emphasizing pronouns. Now you see kids, reflexive pronouns are used to put emphasis on a particular noun. They are called emphatic pronouns. They are the same words, just used differently in a sentence. When they are used just for emphasizing on a particular noun, they become emphatic pronouns or emphasizing pronouns. He himself told me this. Now here it is not acting as an object to the verb told. I finished the job myself. Now the sentence I finished the job is complete. So if you remove myself, it will still be the same. So that is why we can say it is not acting as an object to the verb. I finished the job. Done. They themselves admitted their mistake. See, if I remove themselves, they admitted their mistake. The sentence is unchanged. We ourselves witnessed the accident. So now you need to remember an emphasizing pronoun can be removed from a sentence without affecting its meaning. This is how you differentiate between reflexive and emphasizing. Remember this point. They can be removed from a sentence without affecting their meaning. Why you cannot remove reflexive pronoun without affecting meaning? Because they work as an object of the verb. So the meaning will definitely change. If you remove the word, that sentence will lose its essence, that it will be not complete. The emphatic pronouns cannot be used as subjects. This is also one more important point that you need to remember. It cannot be used as a subject. Now the next is relative pronoun. A relative pronoun is used to connect a clause or phrase to a noun pronoun or noun phrase. Just like conjunctions, it can also join two clauses. The most common relative pronouns are who, whom, whose, which, and that. Sometimes when and where can be used as relative pronouns as well, but we have to focus on who, whom, whose, which, and that, because that's what our syllabus prescribes right now. So the driver who ran the stop sign was careless. Now who comes and connects the driver to ran the stop sign? Yes. So there are two sentences hidden here. The driver was careless and ran the stop sign, joined by who. The children whom we love dearly need better educational systems. Never go to a doctor whose office plants have died. I have a friend whose cat is annoying. The book which is now out of print has all the information you need. This is the book that everyone is talking about. Now everywhere you will find the use of the relative pronoun who, whom, whose, which and that. And they are used to join two sentences, connect them to clauses, or connect phrase. We use relative pronoun. It establishes relation. Yes. Now let's understand the usage of the relative pronoun who. It refers to people which act as a subject of the sentence. Then whom refers to people who act as the objects of the verb. Then whose refers to possessions, which refers to animals or object, and that refers to people, thing and animals. Example, he who overcomes his anger subdues his greatest enemy. She is the woman whom I met in Greece, whose keys are on the kitchen counter. This is not a good language, which all understand not. It's a poor mouse that has only one hole. Now in this slide, further explanation of the same relative pronouns usage and examples we will see. Who is used to replace, as you know, the subject pronouns like I, she, he, we, they. Then whose shows a position or relationship. Then whom replaces object pronouns like me, her, him, and which. They replace and used for objects and animals. Not replace, simply all pronouns replace. But we have to remember for what it is used. So it is used for objects and animals, not for people. That's what we have to keep in mind. Now that is also used for people and things, but it is the difference is one is used for non-defining clauses and one is used for defining clauses. How? Let's understand to the sentence. The robots which are waiting outside were ready for shipment, and the piggy bank that was on my desk got broken. So here which is used. See here nothing is in this sentence showing that the clauses are defining something. They're simply stating a fact. But in the next where we use that, the piggy bank that was on my desk got broken. So a clear defining clause can be seen there. Now whom, see, the man whom they found was sent home. This is the girl whose notes I borrowed, showing possession. Then it was my husband who broke the car door. So here who is replacing a subject and whom is replacing an object. Hope it is clear. Now we will meet with the next topic. Till then, keep learning.